Up first, France has decided to freeze the assets of Jaish-e-Mohammad founder and leader Masood Azhar. A joint statement issued by the French Interior Ministry, Finance Ministry and Foreign Ministry added that France will discuss putting Masood Azhar on a European Union list of people suspected of being involved in terrorism. A press statement issued by the French government said that France has always been and always will be by India's side in the fight against terrorism. Now, Pakistan is under pressure from global powers to act against groups carrying out attacks in India, including the Jaish-e-Mohammad, which claimed responsibility for the February 14th attack in Kashmir that killed at least 40 Indian paramilitary force personnel. Wion's principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, live with me on the broadcast for more on that story. Siddhant, this is indeed significant, especially after what transpired at the UNSC just yesterday.
Well, it's a big development. It also shows how France has become an ardent friend of India, and we have seen the comments coming from the French Foreign Ministry ever since the terrible Pulwama attack took place. And in those releases, France has clearly backed India, not only condemning the terror attack, but also said that India has the legitimate right to act against terror groups which are against its security. But by and large, the development which has happened in the last 1 hour shows that now the countries are willing to take action beyond the UN Security Council, because we have seen what has happened at the UNSC with China blocking, and we know the comments coming. A diplomat on anonymity told Wion that the world might be looking at a different way to counter what everyone knows is China's clear blocking of listing of Masood Azhar. And within 24 hours, we have seen this reaction coming from France, not only saying that they are going to freeze his asset, but also saying that they're going to take up with Brussels regarding the listing of Masood Azhar under the persons, entity which have been involved in terror attacks.
Right. And what would that involve, Siddhant, if indeed Masood Azhar is placed on this list of the European Union of designated terrorists? How exactly does that impact Azhar?
Well, it's similar to if he was put on the UNSC terror list. Arms embargo, travel freeze, and of course he cannot go around as a normal person across the world. These are the things which would have happened if he was put on the UN terror list. But now countries individually are taking this action, which means that these are specific countries. Like he can't go to France if there is an asset in which the French government or French companies involved. That automatically stands frozen. And if the European Union accepts Paris advice, then the entire European Union is a no-goes area for the terror group, and of course for the person, for Masood Azhar, and of course arms embargo. And if there is any trade happening between European Union and the specific person, that will not happen.
Right. And yesterday also we spoke, Siddhant, about India taking this disappointment at the UNSC in its stride, but moving forward almost immediately, pressing on other countries to continue with their efforts in standing by India, especially when it comes to reacting to terrorist organizations. I suppose this can also be seen in light of India's continued diplomatic engagement to bring terrorists to book.
Well, other than the fact that China was blocking, we must understand that there were more than 11 countries who backed India. Approximately 14 countries backed India, and it seems China was the country that was isolated. Unlike in the last few blocking and of course listing of Masood Azhar, it was India that proposed it. This time around, it was not India that proposed listing of Masood Azhar. It was US, UK, and France, and later on other countries like Germany also joined in, and of course the Russians were clearly backing. But by and large, it's a big diplomatic victory, and now the countries are willing to go an extra mile to help India when it comes to acting on terror groups, especially those are involved in the horrendous terrible attacks such as the Pulwama terror attack.
Right. Siddhant Sibal in New Delhi, thank you very much for joining us.